Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next review for Anime Month. And next is going to be a review of another anime movie. Well, unlike what a Cyber City Oedo 808, those are considered OVAs, 3 episodes, so OVAs. But this is another anime movie, which I remember seeing a while ago. I haven't seen quite some time though, but I did remember liking it. And so now I'll be reviewing now is of Ninja Scroll, released in 1993. This is the 10th anniversary special edition. Well, for features, it's like digitally remastered original, then remastered enhanced on both sides of the disc. Does a director's interview, history of Jubei, the English cast of the key characters interviews and stuff. And there's also a poster. There's also a poster of this movie inside of here, so it's nice. But Ninja Scroll from 1993. I watching it again now. I still enjoy the film. It's definitely, of the anime movies I've seen, not series, but movies, is definitely one of the better ones. Definitely. And I gotta say right now, but just before I forget, I enjoy the music of this film because I didn't really realize this even back then, but one of the things I liked about was the score, but the composer who did the score for this film, the composer who did the score for this film is Kiryu Wada or Wada. Now I probably said before about this person because did the score. Kiryu Wada did the score for both the show and the sequel series to, right there, to Inuyasha and Yashahime. So yeah, so Kiryu Wada, who did the score for Ninja Scroll, would later on go do the score for Inuyasha and Yashahime. Came back to do the score for Yashahime. So yeah, so that's like, hey, cool. I didn't realize that you did the score for Ninja Scroll. So yeah, so that's a positive right there. So yeah, but it was before doing Inuyasha, I did the score for this movie. So that's nice, Kiryu Wada. And the animation, like I said before, the animation for this film, like for 1993, I thought it was really well made. Like the old school animation for how it was back in the day. That same thing, like I said, for Cyber City Oedo 808. I enjoyed the how the animation style was back in the day. Even such as like the early stuff of old school animation, like even for Sailor Moon, even the early days of Pokemon, and hell, even Dragon Ball Z. I gotta admit, though, I always liked the old animation, even for Dragon Ball Z. Even though Dragon Ball Z was never my cup of tea, honestly, though. But I still appreciate the old old type animation still. But so that's the thing. The animation was really wonderful to watch, and the action is definitely R-rated, bloody. Definitely lots of blood. There's more blood than Cyber City Uedo 808. Definitely much more bloodier than Cyber City was, because you got people getting cut in half. You got blood up and down the center. So. And our lead character, our lead guy here, Jubei, which last I heard the name Jubei was in Yashahime, the corpse dealer, Jubei. Yeah, the corpse dealer that Moroha owes the debt to pay off the debt to. Yeah, Jubei, the corpse dealer. That's the last time I heard that name, Jubei. But years before it was this character here, Ninja Scroll. But Jubei, he's a loner, and well, he's on his own. And then you get to our other secondary character, this ninja girl here by the name of what was it? Koedo? Korogago, I think it was. Korogago? Or, no, Kagoro. Okay, sometimes I can't pronounce names right, but it's Kigoro. Yeah, Kigoro. That's how I pronounce it. Kigoro. I liked her. And then there was this old monk. His name was Dakunan. Yeah, Dakuan. That's basically the main three main characters. And how well, it opens up with our guy Jubei, who's crossing this bridge. Get some guys but they attack him, but he just sends them off on their way, basically. And then goes with this. There's this ninja group with Kigoro accompanies with. And then they're in this forest, and then pretty much all of her team gets slaughtered, and it's really good, bloody, gory. Like this creature, this rock creature, has this blade, just cutting people in half, cutting the trees, cutting people in halves. There's blood everywhere, and then the leader of that team, he gets his arms ripped off. Just the guy's holding him and just rips his arms off, and then he takes one of the arms and uses it to drink the blood with. It's definitely doesn't hold back on the gore. It definitely doesn't. And then she tries to get away from the guy, but she gets captured, and then the rock guy attempts to molest her. Well, you get some fair amount of nudity in this, like just right there, just you see her tits, and kisses her and attempts to rape her, but then our guy Jubei comes in, throws a knife into the guy's eye, and then fights with the guy, but then the guy starts he starts to fall apart, and then Jubei ends up making that guy's own big blade into the guy's face until he slides down on the blade. Falls down and slides on the blade. And but there's a thing, he actually fully defeated him. It was actually the girl, Kaguro, because when he kissed her, we started to fall apart because he got poisoned. Basically, because our lead girl here, she's basically poison. Her whole body's filled with poison. She's kind of like a way of like poison ivy is. Whenever a guy tries to make love with her or kisses her, they get poisoned. So her whole body is filled with poison, or she can use it to cure someone's poison, and when she gets bit, she doesn't get poisoned because it's already in her body. So. So, and then they end up joining, and then eventually they end up joining together. And they help each other out throughout the movie, helping each other out, and then before that, our guy Jubei, he's resting in a hot spring where there's this lady who has these snake tattoos on her, and they come alive with real life snakes, which. That idea just reminds me of Elektra, with a Jennifer Garner. Bad sequel, to Daredevil, though. Bad sequel, because it brings up because there's a side villain who has all these tattoos on him, and it can make, and when he concentrates, it makes them all come to life. That just idea just brought me to that because the woman had made their tattoos on her body come to life. But this is a hell of a lot better than Elektra tenfold. But then she gets away by shedding her skin like a snake, which I like that idea. And that's where he meets the monk Dakuan, and because he knows a lot. He knows about he knows a lot about the guy from his past, and he wants him to join him on his mission to help defeat the enemy. He says no though, but the guy ends up poisoning him anyway with a ninja star, and he has the antidote for. So I know she has no choice but to go along with him. And that's where he meets with the ninja girl Kigoro. And then he fights with these eight demons that work for the lead guy, Gamma, because the main villain Gamma is a guy that Jubei knew a long time ago, and he cut his head off, but then he got reincarnated and becomes immortal. So he needs to stop him. And then there's other villains that work for that tries to take him out, like. There's a guy who sends like this whole swarm of wasps, even to the point where the guy actually has a wasp nest on his back. But then he gets taken out, and Jubei takes him out underwater, cuts his head off. Or when he's fighting this, Jubei's fighting this blind guy in which I like the setting in this bamboo forest. The guy tries to hear where his surroundings are. But then he gets stabbed. But I like the way it's fight. The fight. I like a lot of these fights, and it's really well made. And with the animation, makes it really good. Then there's like this shadow. There's the shadow one who like dives in or literally hides in the shadows. Like he does like basically a double team, basically, to make illusion of multiple versions of himself, kind of like double team, the technique, the Pokemon move, double team. But then gets his leg cut off, and then after we kidnaps Kigoro, and then Jubei takes him out as well. And that's with the girl that Kigoro, her body's filled with poison. That's how she was able to poison that rock monster. But like I said, the animation with this is really well made from the time it was, and with the action fights we've been having, I enjoyed. It's definitely bloody and gory. And then until a point where he tells us about what happened with the main villain, where the guy Jubei knew from his past. And eventually they find where the village is, it's dealing with the gold, it's depending to overturn the government. And it was sad in this part. Well, basically to cure Jubei of his poison is basically Kigoro, since she can cure the poison. To cure him by getting his poison with hers. Or I forgot to mention though, there was the same fun with that tattoo, that snake lady, because Kigoro gets bit by one of the snakes, but it has no effect on her because she's already poisoned anyway. But I find quite funny that a snake really comes out of the girl's cooch, basically, because that's what we really see from that villainous lady. You see the snake really come out of there. I'm like, okay. But then she gets taken out by one of the other villains that the guy was fed up with. And I would say that this one villain who was like kind of like the right-hand guy to the main villain, Gamma. like he took out that one villain lady because she failed miserably, but that one guy, when they get into town where the ship is being at, the guy has Jubei by the neck and by the wires and electrocuting him. But then there was another female villain that really couldn't stand him. Like she kills him on purpose, basically, because she couldn't stand him anymore, with a rat that she planted there to explode. I was like, we saw this guy throughout this whole movie and how deviant this guy is, but then he gets taken out by one villain, lady villain. I forgot her name was though, because she was fed up with him. Which I understand though, but couldn't our guy Jubei take him out though? But it had to be her instead of having her with a little mouse that she implanted there. Oh well, but then they get on the ship. But that next other female villain, where the monk sees the gold and pours some flammable stuff on her on the floor. But Jubei is there, lights her up and kills her, which was a good. And then, well, before that, in the village, sadly though, the lead girl. Our lead ninja woman, ninja girl, Kigoro, she gets killed, sadly, because Gamma was disguised as this guy who was the leader of her ninja tribe, stabs her, and before she dies, she kisses him, cures him of his poison, and then she dies. And he did a little burial for her, but puts her on this boat, sends her on her way on the boat. Part of me wish that she didn't die, but I think because since the guy was a loner, I think it would not be fitting for him to have like a love interest though, since the guy's been a loner all his time. I understand that part, but part of me wishes she would not have died. Part of me wishes she hadn't, because I liked her. But then came to the third act on the ship, and Gamma fights Jubei while it's on fire and starting to sink. But Jubei, he gets his ass kicked a lot. Like, he tries to do his best to kill him, but since the guy is immortal, he just keeps on coming back. Like, cuts his arm off, puts it back on, and then he starts headbutting him so many freaking times. Surprisingly, that's gonna leave him a major headache. Smashes the guy's face in by headbutting him so many times, but that doesn't work. Cuts him in half, that doesn't work. So yeah, I know I said the guy's immortal, but nothing he's doing is not working. But I did like the idea though, since during all the fires, it's melted the gold to turn the gold molten. I like the idea that the guy Gamma got encased in that melted gold, which that kind of reminded me of that villain. I forgot the guy's name though, but in the third Aladdin movie, the direct-to-video one, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, there was that one villain had those claw marks, sort of like a Wolverine type claw marks. I forget that guy's name though, but he gets, well, it wasn't molten gold though, but he got turned into a golden statue and he sank to the bottom. Almost kind of reminded me in that sort of aspect in a way, but in this case, this guy, our lead villain, got encased in molten gold because of the fire. Actually, I did like that. I did like the idea. Then he sinks to the bottom of the sea, and then he talks with the Jubei. Talks to the old guy again. Whew. Sorry. And then tells him, "I don't want to see you again." And then basically tells him F's off basically. And then the guy is back to being on his own, although he has Kigoro's and you can see right there her headband right here. He takes that with him, puts like on his sword's sheath basically, or the sword case. That puts the sword in. he puts her headband back on that, and he's back to being on his own again. So yeah. So Ninja Scroll, I really enjoyed the film. The animation was really well done for the time it was made back in 1993. It was really well done. The Japanese voice dub is good as well. I would say the English voice dub I also like too, especially for the three main villains though. Our three main characters: Jubei, Kigoro, and Dakuhan. And the score by Kuroda, I really did enjoy because I was like, oh, this is a pretty good score. And I found out who did the score is. Oh my god, it's the person who did the same score for Inuyasha and Yashahime. So that made it much more the score much more cooler now. So, and it's definitely a fast-paced movie. It definitely is. It's only minus the end credits. It's about 90 minutes. 90 minutes without the end credits. So it's definitely a well-paced movie. And the action I enjoyed, for the most part I enjoyed. I would say the only action that I thought was kind of lackluster was the fight with the main villain, Gamma. I understand our lead guy, Jubei, got beaten up a lot, and the guy is immortal no matter what he did, sliced him or bashed his head in, didn't do anything. So that kind of made it disappointing, though, but the rest of the action with the other villains I enjoyed. Whether it be that blind guy in the bamboo forest, or when those ninjas were trying to avoid that rock monster's blade, and give plenty of gore in this movie. But yeah, the action I really didn't. The action that was I did like, and definitely the blood and gore was definitely gory. Because you gain people cut in half especially in the beginning, and people get sliced and dice. And but Kigoro, I liked her though. It's too bad that she died. I'm sad about that though. But I understand that because Jubei is a loner, it would be off for him to have a love interest though. Although before dying, she did confess that she did like him though, like loved him away. But Ninja Scroll I thought it was a well done anime movie. I still enjoy it, which I'm glad I have. And the animation was really well done, and the directing by Yoshikai Kawajiri. Yoshikai Kawajiri. I thought he did a good job directing this movie with the animation and the action, the blood and gore and all that with the animation. Really beautiful, well-made animated movie like I said, for the time it was made back in 1993. Yeah, same thing. I like the old school animation like it was back in the day. So, but that's my review for Ninja Scroll. I will say I do enjoy I do enjoy this better than Cyber City 808. Although I do enjoy it though, but first that was the first time seeing it for me though, because I have seen it. So I've seen Ninja Scroll before, so that's why I still say I like it. I like this film more. But yeah, it's definitely one of the better anime movies. I would say, definitely one of them. And yeah, if you haven't seen Ninja Scroll, go and check it out. I advise you to. Well, even if you're not an anime person, I advise you to for what the movie is. I would recommend a watch. And if you enjoy the score, just think about because it's from Kuroda, who did the score for Inuyasha and Yashahime. So yeah, the score was very good as well. Yeah, but and even the positive reviews, it did get a lot of positive reviews. It could pave the way for began a cult following and inspiration as well. Live from back here says, excellent top-of-the-line animation, superb action sequences, fantastic animation, striking visuals, intriguing characters, and artful direction. The film delivers the goods, yeah. Draws you into its universe, manages to dig far deeper than most of the high-concept fare that screams out of Hollywood. Yeah, so they definitely got a lot of positive reviews. And on Rotten Tomatoes, has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, and has a good rating on IMDb as well. And Ninja Scroll is regarded by a lot to the most of anime films, along with Ghost in the Shell and Akira, and definitely a popularity. And the film has been cited that the Wachowskis had an influence on the Matrix movies. So I guess the Matrix films had a little bit of inspiration by this film, I guess, especially the Wachowskis. But so it definitely has a lot of popularity. This film definitely has a lot of popularity among fans, anime fans especially. And I enjoyed it so. But that's my review on Ninja Scroll. Definitely a thumbs up though. I definitely enjoy the film. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next review for Anime Month, and we'll see you all later. Bye bye.